Good afternoon. I don't know about you guys, but I've waited practically my entire life to be in high school. And now that dream is finally here. So now I think it's time for a new dream, not to look back on high school with regrets. We're about to embark on a journey that we'll be telling stories about for the rest of our lives. Let's make these stories worth telling. I think living out these three truths will help us do that. Being unified as a class, living by scripture, and following God's plan. My first challenge is to be unified as a class. We need to stop using our differences to get away from people and realize what each person brings to the table. Because our differences are what make us strong. Just like it takes different people to build a house, such as a plumber, electrician, and carpenter, it takes different people to make a great class. And like in The Hobbit, the elves and the dwarves despise each other because of their differences, and other reasons that have nothing to do with my point. In the end, they had to unify to defeat the goblins. And so our class may have major differences, but we can still join together in unity to defeat the gossip, drama, and cliques in our class. So by being unified, we can make high school great. My second challenge is to live by scripture. I think our class needs to stop focusing on worldly views and start focusing on scripture. Paul says in Romans 12:2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." This verse encourages us to renew our mind, and the only way to do that is to read the Bible and obey the Bible. So as we go into high school, don't do things to please people, but do things to please God, and do as he says. Don't find your worth in friends, find your worth in God. Don't say, do, or wear things to get approval of others, but search out God and his approval. My third and final challenge is to follow God's plan. Now that we're going into high school, we need to start thinking about our future. But don't get caught up in what you want, or where you want to go to college, or whom you want to date. Remember that God holds this whole universe in his hands. He knows what GPA you're going to have, how many kids you're going to have, and when you're going to die. So when you start to worry and get anxiety over one paper, remember who your Father is and find comfort in his name, because you're his child and he doesn't want you to fail. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Through the next 4 years, I hope you remember these challenges and choose to apply them, so we can live out our school mission.